Daniel in the lion's den, when integrity is more dangerous than disobedience. There are moments in life when doing the right thing feels unnecessary. Moments when compromise looks easier, safer, and more reasonable. This is the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Not a children's tale, not just a miracle story. This is a story about pressure, integrity, and what happens when obedience costs more than compromise. Daniel was not a young man when this story took place. He was elderly, experienced, and respected. He had served under multiple kings. Empires rose and fell, yet Daniel remained, not because of politics, but because of character. The new king, Darius, quickly noticed Daniel's wisdom and integrity. Daniel was so trustworthy that the king planned to place him over the entire kingdom. But favor attracts jealousy. The other officials were threatened. They watched Daniel closely, hoping to find corruption, dishonesty, or weakness. They found nothing. Daniel was faithful in his work, faithful in his words, faithful in private and in public. So they came to a dangerous conclusion. We will never find any charge against Daniel unless it has something to do with the law of his God. Daniel chapter 6, verse 5. The trap is set. The officials approached King Darius with flattery. They proposed a law. For 30 days, no one could pray to any god or human except the king. Anyone who disobeyed would be thrown into the lion's den. The king agreed, unaware of the trap. This law did not demand Daniel deny God forever, just 30 days. That is how compromise usually comes. Not as rejection, but as delay. Daniel's decision. Daniel heard about the decree. He did not panic. He did not protest publicly. He did not organize resistance. He went home. He opened his windows, as he always had, and he prayed. Daniel did not pray to be seen. He prayed because faithfulness was already his habit. He could have prayed silently. He could have waited 30 days. He could have justified compromise, but integrity does not negotiate with fear. Daniel understood something many forget. If obedience only matters when it is safe, it is not obedience at all. The consequences. Daniel was reported. The king was devastated. He searched desperately for a way to save Daniel, but the law could not be changed. Reluctantly, Daniel was taken to the lion's den. The king said something powerful. May your God whom you serve continually rescue you. Daniel chapter 6, verse 16. Daniel was lowered into darkness. The stone was sealed. The night passed. Integrity had led him not to promotion, but to danger. This is where faith becomes real. The night in the den. The Bible does not describe Daniel screaming. It does not describe panic. Instead, it reveals something deeper. God sent an angel. The lions' mouths were shut. Daniel was not saved from the den. He was saved in it. Sometimes God does not remove the trial. He proves his presence within it. The lions were still lions. The danger was still real. But obedience invited divine protection. Mourning and vindication. At dawn, the king rushed to the den. With fear in his voice, he called out, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God rescued you? Daniel replied calmly, My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. Daniel chapter 6, verse 22. Daniel was lifted out, untouched. Integrity was proven. Faith was honored. God's name was glorified. The king declared that all people must respect the God of Daniel. The deeper meaning. This story teaches us a difficult truth. Integrity is tested most when compromise seems easier. Most of life's spiritual tests are quiet. When lying would save time. When silence would protect reputation. When compromise would avoid conflict. Daniel reminds us that faith is revealed in consistency, not convenience.
God may not always keep us out of the den, but He never abandons those who trust Him. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to this channel for more deep and meaningful Bible stories. Like this video to help spread God's Word to others. And watch out for the next video, because the Bible still speaks powerfully to our lives today. You're right to stay faithful.